Hey everybody, this is Steve again, back at the shop. We're still working on the 300. I just wanted to kind of make a quick video to update everyone on the progress here. I'm having to kind of work in stages, if you will. I'm waiting on parts, so instead of standing around twiddling my thumbs while I wait, I'll work around the parts that I'm waiting on. Right now I'm waiting on a seal to go in that PTO there. I had one in it and I inadvertently messed it up putting that key in, and it's a long story. But anyway, I got the old one back out. The old new one I had already put in back out, and the other one's supposed to be here today. You'll notice a lot of painting has been done, parts and pieces. I'm going to kind of explain that here in just a second. If you'll notice here, I have got a world of parts that I've already put a first coat of paint on. You'll see that I've completely disassembled this tractor and I've cleaned all these parts up, primed them, and put the first coat of paint on everything. And I actually like to do that. I get all the underneath parts and places that if you had assembled the tractor and then painted it, you'd miss a whole lot of places. You just wouldn't be able to get to it. So what I've always done, I disassemble them, clean them, prime them, give everything the first shot, then assemble them, then make the final coat of paint. So that's why I do it like this. And of course, while I'm in here working, stirring up dust, I found the ugliest sheet I could find. Something that looked like it came from the 60s on somebody's drug trip or something. And then of course, I'll cover everything up so it doesn't get nasty. But like I say, while I have been waiting on the engine kit, which while I was waiting, it arrived. all new sleeves, new pistons, new inserts. I got the crank turned. I'll show you that here in a minute. I got the head redone. Right now, some of the heavier stuff. If you'll notice, I turned up. I got the undersides of the belt pulley gearbox, PTO, whatever. The hydraulic unit, the hydraulic reservoir, I painted the underside of it. I turned it over this morning and I was making a gasket here for the cover. Again, once all this stuff, of course I'll paint this, but once all this stuff is assembled, I'll paint it again. But this, like I said, I'll put the first preliminary coat on it because when you reassemble it, it's going to get scratched up. The screws and the nuts and the bolts are going to get scratched. But I will have all the underneath painted. I will have all the primary, the first coat of everything painted, and I'll come back and give it the second and final coat. If you'll notice how I did, I get the underneath parts first, then I come back and get the tops, the part that you actually see. You're only doing you're doing a halfway job if you just paint the stuff that you can see. Yeah. In the meantime, I ran across a wide front, it's an aftermarket wide front that will fit right on that tractor. This particular one is a Norden, made out in Kansas back in the day. Somebody had done some butchery work on it. The bolt pattern does in fact fit the 300, the 350, and an H, which these kind of front ends are kind of hard to find. For some reason, they had a notch cut out of here. They had a notch cut out of here that had nothing to do with a 300 or a 350 or an H. I don't understand that. So I cut some pieces. I cleaned out the slots, cut some pieces, welded them in. This piece right here I tried to kind of clean it up a little bit because this is where the radiator drain pipe would come through. So if you ever need to drain a radiator. But this, with these notches cut out of it, I was kind of afraid it messed up the structural integrity of the unit here. So I went ahead and welded in some patches here. So anyway, this will be going on. Once I get it cleaned, this will be going on the 300. Get some new tires, get all this ugly nonsense cleaned up and painted. I wanted to show you too, because I haven't started the engine rebuild. I've got this all I've got it cleaned up, ready to put the cans in it and the pistons and all that and get her going. I did manage to put the new release bearing, or throwout bearing, some folks call it. Got that put in. I'm just waiting to get the engine stuck on there with a new clutch, a new pressure plate. I got the head back from the shop. They milled it down. Got her all cleaned up. They went ahead and milled shaved the surface so it's nice and flat. Redid the valves, changed the seats and all that. There's my crank here. Got it all. You can kind of see through the bag there. It's all nice and shiny. It's down 1010, so there's plenty of life left in that old crankshaft. I still haven't cleaned this, the bow, or the wishbone, whatever you want to call it. I haven't got it cleaned up yet. I haven't cleaned up the drawbar. I haven't done that yet. I got a bunch of extra parts and pieces here to keep these old tractors living, because I've got an M and a 400 and a 350 out in the yard there. So that's kind of a cluster, you know what, of parts up there to keep all this stuff alive. So that's kind of an update here. Making progress, slow but sure. Don't get in a hurry. You get in a hurry, you make a bunch of mistakes that you'll have to come back and redo later. But this is Steve in the shop. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.